welcome to another episode of Dial It Up. And today we're going to be talking about a somewhat unwritten rule, or rather an unwritten clause that gets added on to a lot of special powers that is unnecessary to add into every single special power, but because they don't add it, nobody seems to know about it. With that, I am talking about the clause at the end of powers that say until your next turn. Now, on the cards, it'll be very neatly say you can do this, this, and this until your next turn. The part that they don't add is or until this power is lost or the character is KO'd. There are very few exceptions to this rule, but they're only exceptions because their powers work slightly differently. Whereas the majority of powers that have this clause at the end of it, whether it's a trait, a special power, or even some resources have this, where when it says until the next turn, it usually also means unless this power is countered, lost, or the character is KO'd. A very good example recently came out, or as recent as it's come, in Trinity War. Johnny Quick has a special power that allows you to modify his combat stats, and it says until your next turn. But on top of that is that he takes damage. And if you click him further enough, if he takes enough damage that he no longer has that power showing, you no longer get those boosts from that power, even though his power said until your next turn. So the best way to look at that is always keep in mind that when it says until your next turn, it's until your next turn or until it's lost. So when you're looking at whether a power is lost, there's many different ways that you can lose a power. Either it can be countered through a wit, it can no longer be showing on the dial if you take damage, or the character itself could be KO'd. Or if you're removed from the game. There are times where you can be removed from the game without being KO'd. So as long as you keep that in mind, anytime you see a power come up, one of the good things to think about is the difference in wording between until your next turn or until the end of the game. Now that one doesn't show up as often. That one is very strict, or unless it says even if this power is lost. Those are the two that kind of get around this unwritten clause. So that was an unwritten rule that not a lot of people know about, and if you have any comments, questions, concerns, think something I didn't go over, just let us know down below, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Dial It Up.
Married with Clix is brought to you by Majestic's Heroclix sales down in Costa Mesa, California. Right now, they're in the middle of storefront change. In the meantime, don't forget to check out their eBay store. If you check the link down below, they always have great Heroclix stuff at fantastic prices, and they'll ship just about anywhere.